So K7, he goes home. Izzy stays in, makes it all the way to the grand finals. Now, he did lose in winners finals to AJ, who is in grand finals. But AJ is here on the winner's side of grand finals. Izzy's made it all the way back. And this is the grand finals for the finale here that we're going to jump into now. All right, let's actually get into there. Hold on.
Yo, what's going on, Rink? Rink, you are absolutely right. This
Rink came through. All right. So AJ, obviously going to be going with Scorpion. That's like AJ's big, most well-known character. And the other thing, too, is AJ plays just classic Misery Blade, Sad Sword, Scorpion. He doesn't play these oddball variations that he's kind of made up. He's just been kind of sticking to what he knows. And that already is the less played version of Scorpion. You see a lot of the good Scorpion players play Reborn. The way that you can control neutral with the cancel means that he's always kind of playing on his terms. And then you see a bunch of the fucking window lickers play Searing Rage because that just has big damage and is easy. And then there's Sad Sword, which kind of comes in last place because it doesn't have the flash and pizzazz of the other ones. Granted, there are really good Searing Rage players. Justin is an incredible Searing Rage player. He really knows how to tap into the damage of that. But for the most part, a lot of the Searing Rage players you play are, just, I like Mortal Kombat, uppercuts, yay! And, that's what they play. And Izzy, he's done with Rain here. He's had enough of he's been saved over and over again throughout the bracket by Jackie, so he just goes Jackie from the start. Yo, what's going on, D3 Orbiting Hat? Hope you're having a good day.
Will we see a bracket reset here? That's, I think, the opening prediction. Izzy going with Jackie out of the gate. Will he be able to reset our bracket here? Also, thank you for the follow me.
Man, I'm covering all the stuff here. So,
oh no, punish on that dash punch.
I think that.
Game here, it's grand finals.
Do I think Ermac is coming to MK11? He's got a new model, which I think is cool. I think it'd be cool to bring him back, but sadly, I don't know if he's on the list. I feel like, me personally, I want Smoke more than I want Ermac. But I feel like if they're going to give us a ninja, they're not going to give us more than one ninja at a combat pack at a time. If the game really goes the distance and we get like a combat pack 4 and 5, not just a combat pack 3, I think Ermac's got a chance at that point. But
big punish.
Dude, look at that, dude. AJ hits this every fucking time. He goes in for after the spear connects, the neutral jump punch off it. It is so fucking delicious, and it's not, or after the teleport, I should say, and it is not easy to do. The timing on that is extremely strict, because you got to worry about getting a short hop attack, too. I would really love for Ermac to come back, but I want, like, Spawn, and it took too long for Rain to come back, and Reptile, and there's so many characters that it feels like they're probably going to drip feed us, a character that people want, a character that people don't know, and then some guests that nobody wants except for the fans of that movie that don't like Mortal Kombat that are just going to show up and get bodied for a week and then leave, never come back. So, whatever. I play Rambo now, though, so who am I talking about? Dude, so there it is, the neutral jump punch spear combo. The timing on this is so strict. If you look at the sword, I don't even know if it's actually hitting his fucking head. Let's watch in super slow-mo. Like, it's just like the weird floating. Yeah, do you see that? They did not even touch. It does not actually hit her head. Uh-oh. Too much full screen. Hold on. Look at that. That is not her head! That is not her head! Her head was like here before. The sword, the tip of the sword, even Marth isn't getting extra damage on this fucking one. It's nowhere near! But it ends up working out. AJ hits that fucking strict-ass timing on it consistently and able to get solid damage for it. And there's, again, off the teleport as well. And if he would have converted off that, he would have been hitting another, like, high 20% damages. And he's not spending 2 bars. So if you look, so, like, one thing. Scorpion Searing Range, you spend 2 bars and you get, like, 43%. If you're Justin and you know what you're doing. This, AJ is spending 2 bars here. Technically, he's spending it on a spear and a uppercut. And that's off of an anti-air as well. So he's all together, right there's 27, almost 29, or 28 I should say, math is hard. And then he's got another 25 on top of that. So he's already breaching 50% and was likely going to be hitting the 60 numbers. Because just the way you can pump out damage in this game, really, really solid. Just barely shy of the kill. and trying to chip him out now. There we go.
Up in there
AJ
is,
takes
the
it.
punch from AJ, the quick little
Oh, you
punch.
gotta dig in deep, Hound Dog. You gotta dig in deep.
Now AJ, he's on the winner's side, so he really needs to win the first to 3 and it's over. Izzy, on the other hand,
Those of you guys in the chat, though, how are the audio levels? Am I clearly louder than past Dream Eater and Junkbox?
so AJ
And then is the music clearly quieter than that, or is the music taking over? As long as the music's not taking over, it's fine. And then I guess as long as it doesn't sound like 3 people are talking at once, it's clearly I'm the bigger one. That's good. All right, I'm good for sound. Thank you, Star. Thank you. How's it going, Star?
Oh, nice double.
Oh, that throw tech. Both of those players not letting them get their hands on it.
Jump in.
That's the thing, though. It's grand finals. These players are not going to be getting thrown easily. They're going to have to be mixing it up. It's a little bit more in Scorpion's favor because he's got throw-crushing blows, but...
Throw. And the pressure now
Dude,
from AJ.
these
The
cancels
challenge.
from AJ. AJ's use of the stance is so good. You see how quickly he cancels that? Izzy's challenging with a 9-frame mid, and then it just doesn't happen. It doesn't end up happening for him. Hey, I feel you. A break is good. A break is good. The holidays are powerful. Get some quality time in with the family, have some fun, and then it's back on to slaying some people. 2021, hopefully going to be a good year. Nightmare Series Season 7 stuff is on the horizon. And, of course, right now we've got the 2v2 Junkyard Brawl going on that me and Junkbox are hosting. That is going to be super fun, seeing what the 2v2 format can bring over to Xbox. Really looking forward to that. Damn, just grinding the lab. All right, all right. Dude, honestly, though, Custom Era, there is so much stuff to grind and find in the lab. You could be in there for days.
Oh, he tried to
That's true.
reset to catch him.
Free time, free time.
Expecting a fatal blow.
Zombie's on some of that free time now as well, too. He just got finished with his semester, so he's got like a month.
But good on. Oh, and another one.
Oh,
And the overhead
man, and
does
the
it.
mix-up.
Takes game
Third
one.
one.
The
Oh
mix-up.
my gosh, that was so close, dude.
I think that's
Kept on blocking.
really powerful that Scorpion has access to a stance that he can cancel off of any string into it. He's got lows, he's got overheads. Like, the power of this character to mix people is very real. Yo, what's going on, Mr. Vort?
Triple overhead.
And AJ has spent so much time playing this character that he's got all of this shit down. He has the timings down on these neutral jump combos. He's got the timings down on making sure he can immediately cancel the stance and challenge afterward. AJ is incredibly talented. So let's see what Izzy does here on character select. He'd already kind of like traditionally Izzy was falling back on Jackie. Right, he would pick other characters. If they didn't work out, he'd pick Jackie to clutch it out. But here he picked Jackie from the outset, and it looks like in Game 2, he is going to be considering Sub-Zero instead. So he's giving up on the Jackie, which has been, honestly, it saved Izzy throughout the night. Jackie was saving him constantly, and here, he's abandoned her.
Scorpion pick fire versus ice.
Ooh, this is some box art type shit. Let's go.
Box art indeed. So here we go. Game number 2 of Grand Finals. Of course, AJ is still on the winner's side of things. So AJ has a really comfortable position here. And I think you'll notice that his gameplay isn't going to reflect any kind of franticness. He's going to be...
What just happened?
What did just happen? So, is that a flawless block reversal, or is that just a timing on that?
Here we go, creeping ice.
No, what he did is he did standing 4 between the amplify. That is so good. And that is clearly the kind of thing that you only learn with tons and tons of time and dedication to it. Or you follow Aziz on Twitter and you just saw a video where he did it. I don't know if that's actually happened or not yet, but what a call from AJ.
What just happened?
He teleported out of the creeping ice?
No, he just did standing 4 out of it. Like it moved
dude,
him forward enough that it whiffed.
I did the fucking Scully report for that too, the X-Files music.
Yeah,
Damn, I'm a fool.
To teleport just through the creeping ice. Like the amplify wasn't even real. That's the tech right there.
So what that ends up doing though is it means that Izzy's going to be very careful about doing that. AJ basically shut down that game plan the first time that it happened, which is going to have Izzy, even if he decides to do it again, he's going to be second guessing it. I think that's really important. If you can ever force your opponent to second guess their own offense, which by the way, flawless blocking is a universal tool that does that everywhere. Like, if you know when your opponent wants to poke, if you're exploiting the gaps in their offense, when you make them hesitate on how to apply their offense, it's so much easier to then manipulate and can control them into getting to do what you want them to do. So AJ displaying that knowledge, letting Izzy know, hey, you can't push that button, which I'm sure, Izzy went right to that button. Izzy wants to push that button. He loves that button. It's a good button. Nobody else knows how to fuck with it. But as soon as AJ kind of shows him that he can't do that, that's going to have Izzy kind of like, oh, wait, got to go back to the drawing table here. I can't do that, and I was going to be doing that a lot. Whiff on the neutral jump punch here. Creeping Ice again, but you see no Amplify anymore. He's done Creeping Ice twice now. He did it off of the overhead as well in the corner, I think, right here. But no Amplify, because he does not want it to be blocked and to have to deal with it. And then when it happens again, Izzy is still not amplifying it because AJ has shown him that he will fuck that play up. And so right here, no Amplify, looking to just maybe bait AJ going for it. AJ doesn't take the bait, though. He's able to find an opening, and now he's got him cornered yet again. Escape failed, and with how good these players are, the only way to get an escape failed, you got to throw him out of the corner. So that's exactly what he does. Izzy is so good, he reacts so quickly to being thrown, that typically, you got your opponent toward the corner, you want to keep him cornered, and he goes to tech out of being thrown in the corner. So Izzy, or AJ, wisely throws him out of the corner, and then he's just going to kill him here with this combo off the crushing blow. Really, really smart stuff from AJ.
And in the spear, I think he was going to go for a spear there. Might have miscalculated the damage a little bit, but that does mean that Izzy's going to be out away from the corner. And we're talking about Sub-Zero.
You got it, past
Slide
Dream.
as a launcher in the corner, so you need to be very careful.
I mean, Sub-Zero also has slide as a get the fuck out of the corner button, so... Alright, so AJ gets the corner back relatively quick, and there it is again. Izzy refusing to amplify. Again, goes into string 2-1, no amplify comes out. He's got, yeah, he has the meter. Defensive meter's gone. Offensive meter was intact. He just does not want to do it. He is so alarmed and startled by AJ's ability to interrupt that I don't even know if he ends up doing it again. I think actually that AJ does actually blow it up like that when it happens again, though. It's some crazy shit like that. AJ too strong. Because I feel like I remember being like, it happened again? Oh my god.
There's no breakaway to stop this damage either. AJ gonna cash out.
Dude, look at this damage. So that 36% is when you spend 2 bars, so it's not quite as much damage as the searing range numbers, but still pretty solid numbers.
It's definitely punishable. You got a jab punish.
Dude, he had the kill if he would have just committed right here.
It's definitely punishable. You got a jab punish, I believe.
I think he gets it right here, though.
Oh, he got it! Dude, what a pickup from Izzy.
And this should kill. I mean, it's Sub-Zero's fucking fatal blow.
He's dead.
Huge damage at the end. Almost 100 damage on that last hit.
AJ had that one.
So Izzy is able to get a comeback, tie it up, and I think that was important for Izzy to try to establish himself in this set. He needs to make his presence known. And so far, AJ had already beat him in the winners finals, so proving that he's got what it takes to take a game off of him, I think very, very important here. Bubs, did you do something? I heard a weird noise, but I don't know where my cat is. Bubs! You're a shithead.
Wild.
Alright, so game number 3 here. Let's hop right into it. I believe AJ is not going to make any switches in character. He is a Misery Blade Sad Sword player through and through. So let's hop into game number 2. Yo, thank you for the follow phone number. 2910777. Is that someone's phone number? Or maybe that's the pizza place that fired you and you want us to make prank phone calls. You just let me know what to do with that number.
Ooh, crushing blow! And he beat a get-up attack. Yeah, so that...
Look at that. And Izzy has no meter because of this. Izzy spends a lot of his defensive meter early on. He goes for a roll right there. He goes for a get-up attack there. It was a offensive, or the up 2, however, though. So up 2s are not invulnerable. You can get hit out of them. He was expecting AJ to jump in at him. AJ doesn't take to the skies. He instead just interrupts it with one of the best meaties in the game. Scorpion's forward 3 flick kick is an insanely powerful meaty. If they jump, you can, if you're just staggering the kick, you can convert into a spear. Otherwise, it's like -2 on block, leads to a crushing blow. In Searing Rage, you've got an overhead extension off of it. It is so good. So AJ goes in, cashes out. He's going to take big damage for this too, because no breakaway to get out of it. And dude, look at how strict that window is. AJ is hitting these insanely difficult combos, even with combo scaling. A double spear, look at that damage, 42%. Jinx past Stream Meter, shut the fuck up, you're interrupting me.
Dude.
Did he do it again?
Okay, yeah, so here, he did it again. He did it again. So, Izzy stopped doing the amplified creeping ice the last game. He's like, alright, I haven't done it in a while. Perhaps it's safe to do now. I'll get away with it now. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. AJ didn't have the meter to capitalize big time on that, but he is still letting him know that I have the reactions and the response to that is going to ruin your day if you go for that fucking amplified. Now, I don't know if that only works off of back one strings, like maybe different strings have different pushback that allows it to work. I don't know the nuances of it, but AJ clearly does. And it feels like AJ probably knows more about that than Izzy does, right? Because Izzy's been kind of feeling it out with other strings or whatever, but every single time it's come up, AJ's known when he can do it. And I don't actually know if Izzy can do a string with a little bit more pushback, which will allow that boot to not end up connecting or something, because that's what's happening is Izzy is so close that AJ's able to hit him with a standing 4, which then gets him out of there. But if you push him back far enough, maybe he can't hit you with that standing 4. But I think Izzy hasn't seen this particular interaction a lot, so he doesn't actually know what adjustment he needs to make to do it with that amplified ground ice or creeping ice. So I think at this point he just stops doing it. He's been hit with it twice. He's just done. We are not going to see any more amplified creeping ice. I'm probably jinxing it, but we'll see.
Deterrent to like, oh fuck, I can't even do my safe pressure. Like, what the fuck do I do?
You got it, past Dream Eater. All right, so splat in the corner. And now just the pressure here from AJ. The overhead over and over again. That overhead is so powerful. The fact that it's an armor break, I feel like is like null and void. They sped it up when they buffed it as well. It's like 25 frames. Really, really strong. And it low crushes. It'll hop over pokes and shit. Dude, here's those stance cancels. Izzy just holding his ground. Gets caught, and there's the throw. Nice throw tech, though. Nicely done.
Oh, and then that instant slide. 11 framer.
Nice throw tech there from Izzy to reset things.
Oh, look at that. Okay, so AJ took a big risk there. I want to say this is the first time AJ's done anything so bold, where he just throws a teleport out like that on block. And he gets punished for it, right? Izzy was not asleep at the wheel. He definitely saw an opportunity, took some damage, forces a breakaway from AJ. But AJ, there's the mix-up from the stance. It's a low or an overhead every single time, or a cancel, or a safe, like, little sword hilt hit. Dude, again? Did he really go for teleport again like that? You know what happened right there? I think that Izzy just baited him into the setup. So, things I'm picking up, it seems like back 1-4 into creeping ice is when AJ wants to do it. So Izzy, he does normal creeping ice, and AJ mistimes it, doesn't even get the standing 4 to come out, and he just hits the teleport on accident. And Izzy, absolutely going to punish him for that. And he's likely going to go for the 1-2-4 crushing blow. Oh, wow, no, he's not. Okay, he goes for the slide crushing blow. Okay. I was like, he's got to spend a crushing blow. You got to take the round off of that. That is vital. Get the round. So Izzy gets the round, pushes him out of the corner, although we're talking about Scorpion and Sub-Zero, I guess. So both of these characters, it feels like it's really easy for them to, you know, push you to the corner, get themselves out of the corner. They have tools for dealing with positioning really, really well.
No wake-up buttons from AJ.
That hard knockdown again, swinging in his face.
The safe poke from the sword.
Ooh, follow spot on the jump in.
Gonna throw him out of the corner for the crushing blow, in fact. Big damage. As AJ now approaches the
dude, AJ. So this is what we saw Izzy go for the up 2 earlier that he got hit out of. And this is the situation he was doing it for. Is right here. He was anticipating that to happen. That AJ was going to be jumping in, and he wanted to have that ice axe up there and waiting for him. This time, though, he thought, oh, well, it didn't work last time. I need to be on the ground and worry about the meaties. And AJ just calls it out and takes the kill here. Dude, look at this combo, too. He's still, even on the finish him, is still busting out the neutral jump punch combos. It's so sick.
Alright, Izzy is now going to be feeling...
Did I clip that? I hope I clipped that. That was sick.
Sub-Zero pick does
yeah, there we go. Good job, me. I'm going to put that in a montage. Alright. So here we got game number 4, and Izzy goes back to Jackie. I think this is somewhat telling of what's going to happen here. Izzy's confidence has been a little bit broken. Primarily because AJ clearly knows how to fucking deal with Sub-Zero. In fact, I would argue that even if AJ or if Izzy was allowed to switch off of a win, because remember, game 2, Izzy won barely with that fatal blow in the corner. If Izzy was allowed to switch on a win, he would have switched anyway. He wants to get away from the creeping ice. Izzy is totally getting exploited right now. Yo, what's going on, Just Dave? So he goes back over to Jacqueline Briggs. Nice crushing blow. That was really well spaced. And he's just going to be setting up this plasma. I think one of the things about the plasma, though, is that Scorpion's the kind of character, he can teleport around that shit. Like, you're going to make me stand in the fire? Well, I'm going to get away with it. Now, granted, he doesn't have the reborn teleport, so he can't cancel out of it. He does have to take a risk, so, I mean, maybe that's a reason to even take it. But, oh, he just waited. See, he just waited for you to go try to set up more fire, and then he's in there.
AJ took full advantage of it.
All right, nice patience here. AJ's slightly less aggressive here, it feels like, too. You know, he knows how fast Jackie can be. He knows what kind of coverage and control she has, so he's more willing to let Jackie kind of come to him, whereas was definitely pushing hard when he was trying to get in there with against Scorpion, or against Sub-Zero.
Jumping himself into the corner.
Oh, dude, hell yeah, looking forward to that, Just Dave. The Junkyard Brawl is going to be so much fun. Really, really looking forward to the 2v2 event. You see that empty jump here? So, Izzy has shown multiple times that he's got the flawless block timing down. So you see AJ, he just goes for an empty jump, or that time he didn't. But right here, empty jump. Just leaves it empty. Doesn't want to give his opponent an opportunity to even flawless block him out of it.
Just do another 950 damage.
Alright. Catches him. There is a ground fire there, but it feels like AJ's just been kind of ignoring them.
AJ gonna follow suit, also spend his defensive meter, jumps out of the corner, and now the pressure from Hanzo.
Oh, good blocks on that. No punish, though. Dash punch is now punishable. And you see Izzy put one on block, but AJ perhaps, you know, playing in the older version of the game mentally or whatever, but that is a tough call there from AJ. Gonna lose a grip of damage for it as well. And now, dude, that plasma fire pushes him right back into it. Izzy's looking real solid. There we go.
Punish it, so you just take your turn with the mid. But here in the Ultimate era, you can go for a straight-up jab punish. Izzy able to capitalize on that misplay from AJ.
You got it past Stream Meter. Good job. I'm actually not as cringed out by my commentary.
Oh, there we go.
I was expecting to hate this, being able to hear myself.
Comes quick, though, from AJ.
Ooh, he caught him. That's a big whiff punish. And Izzy's got no defensive meter, so he's just got to hold this damage. 32% for a bar, and the Spear Oki is actually really good. If you look at the positioning that Spear puts you at on Oki, you are at like perfect overhead range, right? Your overhead is going to cover this gap right here. You're also at a decent range because you have time to step in and go for flick kick, step in and go for forward 4, and all of those range moves have a little bit of like a forward movement to them. So this is a really solid range for AJ, and he just tries to catch him with the mid string. He's going to cancel into the stance to keep it safe no matter what ends up happening. So that's exactly what AJ goes for, just trying to catch Izzy off guard. Good defense from Izzy. Going to return it back to the neutral, and the neutral for Izzy is filled with lots of plasma. He wants to put the plasma down constantly. There it is again.
AJ will be able to teleport around in on that. Oh, what the fuck just happened?
What did just happen?
AJ will be able to teleport around in on that.
Oh, okay, he jumped off the thing. That looked weird. Yo, dude, Nate, every time I run into AJ and his brother Justin, it is an ass beating.
He did it! AJ!
Did he microduck that? I heard Junk say something about a microduck. Oh, that actually looked like he mistimed it. It looked like plus frames off that string, and Izzy either her throw range, because Jackie's throw range is ass, we all know. I mean, finally a flaw. Or just was at the wrong time. I mean, the fact that I can see him in a blocking animation makes me feel like he was at the wrong range, and then AJ just going to capitalize for the kill.
Freaking microduck, and he did it! AJ!
So very, very solid stuff here from AJ. He is our Nightmare Series champion after that. He absolutely crushed it. He went on to win Viz's tournament as well, won a PlayStation 5 out of that, won $600 from me from this event as well. So big money up for grabs here. AJ takes the lion's share of it. We had a $1,400 prize pool for Xbox players. AJ took home $600 of it off.